I am so excited to be here as always. And this is it, the idea, insight, or sales secret you need for massive impact is just moments away. It's time to get more clients. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Get More Clients. I'm your host, Lynn Whitbeck. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack client retention, conversion, and profit. The mission of this show is to share Fortune 500 sales secrets to help you open the vault to your greater business success. Now, I want you to picture this. All right, here we are. You're at a networking event. Imagine walking up to someone and instead of pitching your product or your service, you ask about their struggles. You're not just a seller. No, you're a problem solver, an ally. I want you to keep that in your mind as we go through today's show, because last week, as you may recall, I shared how your mindset is stopping you from closing more sales. And I had the wonderful guest, Leslie Nason, with me to do that. And so I want you to have that mindset as we're setting up that transformational arc and you're in that networking event, because today we're going to be discussing, is your desire to be liked hurting your sales results? And there are so many different ways that this manifests and shows itself up. But here's the thing, you're in the business of impact, not transactions. You're showing up with worthy intent. You truly desire to help and serve others. So today we're going to talk about the sales success secret. And this is shifting from a like me mindset to being a partner your clients never knew they desperately needed. And by the end of today's show, you will know why it's not about being liked. It's about being needed. How to acknowledge your worthy intent, to own it, step into it. And why your client's why is your gold mine. So as you approach your next sales conversation with this new perspective, ask about their why and let your genuine desire to help shine through. So this is something I want you to think about as we go through this as well. Not only picturing yourself in that networking event and having this very engaging conversation, but fellow entrepreneurs and business owners, this is your dare for today. Try to sell me this pen. Here's the twist. You can't tell me about the pen's features. Instead, convince me why I specifically cannot live without it. How would you even go about that? Well, it's about the pen. Why do I want, need, or lack? Do I want that pen? Do I need that pen? Do I lack a pen that does something unique about this? Why does it matter to me? What's in it for me? So I can what? And through all of that, it has nothing to do with being liked. It's about being needed. All right, so shift that perspective. Take up that dare. How would you sell that pen without talking about its features? There's a universal human desire to be liked. All right, I mean, humans, we're an animal and we're a social animal. And there's an element of that wanting to be liked. And that's wonderful. I like to be liked. I'm a happy, cheerful person. I get along with most people. But in sales, it's not about being liked. It's about being needed. And more importantly, there is a shadow side to being liked, especially if you lean into it too far. When you focus on being liked, you really are missing the mark. At the end of the day, and truth be told, clients don't need a friend. They need a solution to their problem. So, there are this whole shadow side that I talked about that really does limit you if you lean into it too far. So I'm going to tell you a little secret about me, about one of the things that manifests itself in this desire to be liked. And those of you who follow me in my weekly Wisdoms sales newsletter, you know that I love to cook. I love to cook. And I will make these elaborate meals. I create custom recipes. I do a lot of experimenting. And one of the things that I do to my family, and I know I do it, and I literally can't stop myself, but as soon as I put that on the table and they've taken the first bite, I want to know, do you like it? What do you think? So that's how this manifests itself in me. It actually drives my family crazy because they're going, I took one bite. I, you know, and I've worked on this over the years, but there's something that's tied into this thing that I've created that makes me want to lean into that. How do you like this? What do you think? And this also will manifest itself when you've created a business and you're an entrepreneur, small business owners. And this is where we go into that deeper shadow side of being liked. When you're in that space, it can go further where you don't want to tell a client that there's been scope creep or there's a price increase from the previous year, or you need to follow up on an invoice that hasn't been paid. This desire to be liked could stop you from doing something that could, in your perception, be a conflict. It's not, it's just normal business. And these are things that really show up. And when you stand in your own power and your worthy intent, you truly desire to help and serve others. But that desire to be liked could be crippling you in core sales activities. And that includes asking for the sale, or negotiating, answering objections. So when we go back to this and you shift the perspective off of you, it's not about you. It's not about whether or not they like you. And of course, we talk about the like, know, and trust factor. They're not going to dislike you because you bring up a topic that's important, such as closing a sale or discussing scope creep. Obviously, you need to handle it with finesse. However, it all comes back to shifting your focus to your client. It's not about you. Get out of your own way. When you focus on your client, you walk through that very quick scenario, which I go way deeper into in many episodes, but at the surface, it's what does your client want, need, or lack? All right. Why does it matter to them? What's in it for them? What problem does it solve? What pain does it take away? What does it enable them to do so they can ... right? So they can what? What's the dream, the goal, the initiative? What is it they're trying to achieve? So when you shift that focus, that's going to help you step back if you struggle with, wanting that shadow side of wanting to be liked, because it is holding you back in your sales. Now, here's my second big tip about that conquering or managing that shadow side, because I still ask my family if they like the meal after they've taken 2 bites. Yeah, okay. But I'm not trying to sell them, my family, anything at that point. Okay, so let's step back. That second point, you have to really acknowledge your worthy intent. You're not just selling, you are serving, you are helping, you're creating impact with themselves personally, with their business, with their team, with their community. So you've got to recognize that your intent is pure and you truly want to help and accordingly be paid for the services, products and services delivered. And that's it's a conviction that you have to have. And it's magnetic. Okay. I know that I'm really good at what I do. I know I want to help my clients. I can see the impact that I help them create. And I am thrilled and just a biggest part of that celebration when that as that occurs, as it unfolds. So I want you to really lean into your own worthy intent. And there's a few ways. I mean, ask yourself, why are you doing what you're doing? I mean, for most of you, it's because you have a passion about what you do and how you fix things, how you solve problems, how you help them. So, wherever that's coming from, whether it's a big hearted relator and nurturer that you want to embrace them and help them sort things out so that they can help their own team and their community. If you are very process driven, that optimizer and blueprint where you can see how you can fix things so they flow better without gaps and without friction. Wonderful, right? If you are that high energy, high focused person who really looks for the big wins, you're helping your client create those big wins. And that all of this goes through. And I want you to really take that step back. And you have to ask yourself, do you truly want to make a difference? When the answer is yes, heck yes. Not just yes, but heck yes. Then this is what you need to step into and own. And if you're struggling with this a little bit, try an affirmation. I want you to think about this. Get up every morning. And the first thing you do is you say out loud, I create real impact for my clients. Right? You're really placing that into your subconscious mind by verbalizing it consciously. This knowledge of your own strength, how you help and serve others, the impact you create, this creates confidence in your expertise and your capabilities because you're really good at what you do. And your product or service can revolutionize your client's world. You need to own that confidence. So, tip 3, and this really gets down into that why, your client's why is your gold mine. And this is where you set aside that, that desire to be liked because you've shifted the focus to your client and where are they at? Whether you've worked with them for a few weeks or for a few years, or you met them a few weeks ago and you're just starting that journey down the sales process for them to become a delighted client, right? Their why shifts, and that you need to understand and you need to know what their why is. Because when you know their why, you can tailor your solution to be the missing puzzle piece in their success story. So you need to tune into your prospect's needs. Ask questions, expand upon them. Tell me more. Help me understand. Bring and draw them out. You absolutely always have to listen more than you talk. Really dive into that client why. Always wear your detective hat. It's not about you, it's about them. Okay? Understand not just what they need, but why they need it. What are the emotions and the motivations behind that desire? Because those are the things that drive people. Once again, the human animal is very emotional, very emotion driven. No matter how buttoned up or buttoned down you may be, you are a teeming mass of emotions underneath that collar, that buttoned up collar. And this is where the magic happens. When you've tuned into your prospect's needs, you've asked those questions, you've drawn them out, you're really walking them and guiding them through, you know that you're going to be the right fit for them and they are visualizing that. You're helping them visualize that and sell your product or service to themselves, right? And then it's just a simple, when do you want to start? Next Monday or next month, right? So this is the thing about that desire to be liked. You know, when we put ourselves into the back seat, then we can focus on our client. And this is the key here. The goal is to shift from an inward to an outward focus, to serve, not just please, right? This isn't about pleasing them, it's about serving them. And sometimes that requires you to ask or bring up things that are a normal part of business. I alluded to those at the very beginning, pointing out that you've, in a very graceful way, that you have scope creep, right? Of course, you can do that, but this is going to require some additional work and therefore additional monies to be paid, right? So when you are in that place and you're serving and you're not there to be a people pleaser, and you are there to really create impact, you've approached this with your worthy intent and you're brimming with expertise and capabilities, that's when you're really step into your own power and you're ready to make lasting impact for that client, you know, for them personally, for their world, for their team, right? For their community, for their business, whatever your product or service is. Now, the goal for you today is to take this mindset out into the world. Approach your next sales conversation with this new perspective. Ask about their why. Really understand the questions that you need to ask to be the detective, to understand what they want, need, or lack, why it matters to them so they can. And let your genuine desire to help and your expertise and your competence shine through, your enthusiasm to create the impact that they're looking for. Oh my goodness. I'd love to hear what was your biggest takeaway from this episode. You know, it's important to support the things you love. And if you loved this episode, a 5-star review really helps keep the podcast and the show coming to you regularly. Also, if you want to get more sales strategies to grow your business, make sure you subscribe right now. You can do that on my website at petitetoqueen.com, and you will get your weekly Wisdoms sales newsletter every week, weekly. So today I explored, is your desire to be liked hurting your sales results? The key is for you to implement these steps to stop wasting time, energy, and resources. Now, if you want to get results even faster, I invite you to download my sales strategy checklist at petite and the digit 2 queen.com/checklist. Now, next week on Get More Clients, I'll be discussing your message mess. Oh my goodness, how to share what you do succinctly. And I have been delighted to be here with you. I'm the host of Get More Clients, Lynn Whitbeck, and I will see you next time.